Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 12th, 2023 legislative meeting of the Town of Austin. Please rise and join me for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember Minicchio.
Here.
Councilmember Weiss.
Present.
Councilmember Fields Twill.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Meyer
Present.
and Supervisor Felton.
Present.
Public hearing. There's a public hearing tonight on the cabaret license for the Briarcliff Manor Restaurant. Is there anyone here to speak on it?
Just give your name and address.
Just slide it up, slide it up.
Sign up.
There you go.
My name is Mindy Lamar, 12 Haymont Terrace, Briarcliff Manor, New York. I am not opposed to issuing a cabaret license to the Briarcliff Manor. I will remind everybody, though, that it is a non-conforming property in a residential neighborhood. I've had noise. I've been bothered by noise occasionally, not always. I've called police to make a complaint. Nobody responds. Landscaping, which the ordinance says not before 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. They started a while back at 5 to 8 and then 10 to 8. And now it's about 7:30 on a Friday morning. Again, police were notified. I don't know if it's in their reports or not. The stipulation order of settlement from the federal lawsuit a while back states that food can be served on the back patio. Well, that's not the case anymore. It's all over the back lawn, which is right up against my back property. Sometimes it's pretty noisy. They do have music outside, whether it's violins or three-piece string combos. You put some drinks into some people, sometimes they get rowdy. Crowds are different, events are different, but there's nobody really policing this. If they are now allowed to have full food service on the lawns, on the side lawns, shouldn't there have been a public hearing about that? Pandemic notwithstanding, we were certainly compassionate about the pandemic, but it's over now. And it's extremely disturbing when my husband and I are trying to have a nice dinner in our backyard and we hear everything going on from the backyard, from the Briarcliff Manor. The other issue I have is the external lighting. They've strung up lights from their building all the way to, I guess, the limit of their property on the side. And when there are no leaves on the trees, late fall, all the way through the end of April, my whole house is lit up from end to end. The living room, the dining room, the kitchen, primary bedroom, bathrooms, and secondary bedroom. The lights are over their privacy fence, and it is quite glaring. It's quite disturbing, and it might even be against the ordinance. So I would appreciate if the board, before they issue the license, would look into that and perhaps limit when the lights could be on. What's extremely annoying to me, obviously, is that in December, when people are not eating outside, everybody's inside, but yet the lights are on for the duration till the last person closes and locks the door. Extremely annoying. So that's pretty much it. Again, we're a residential neighborhood. Also, the capacity was increased. Now, there was a public hearing in front of the zoning board a while back where the Briarcliff Manor filled out an application to renovate the inside. And at that public hearing, the chairman of the zoning board said, well, you don't need our permission to renovate the inside, you're not expanding the footprint. And so he dismissed the public hearing, and that was fine. But then sometime later, it came to my attention that their capacity was increased from 220 people to 260 people. And since it's non-conforming, I believe, again, there should have been a public hearing, whether it's before this board or the zoning board, but there wasn't any. So all this encroaches on my quiet enjoyment of my backyard. And I would hope that the board would, and the board is certainly entitled to come and visit my property and see what I'm talking about. Or at least tell me who to call with complaints when I have them. I would appreciate that.
Have you called the building department?
At 7 o'clock at night on a Sunday is, in my
But
understanding,
like about these issues that you're bringing
No,
up
I
to the
have
board
not.
right now?
The noise, my understanding is somebody needs to come out with a noise meter to measure the decibel levels. And the building inspector can't do that at the time of the party. I will now call the building inspector, if that's who I'm supposed to call about the lighting.
No,
I don't know.
I was asking if you had, but a lot of the issues that you're raising are, and just for the benefit of the board and other members of the public who may be here, and you alluded to it at the beginning, this is a legal non-conforming use. So this commercial, use did exist in this area before the residential zoning was put into effect. So that's part of the challenge of what we're dealing with here. And the scope of what this board is considering is a cabaret license, right? So to the extent you're raising issues with respect to the amplified music, that's really the scope of what we're dealing with. But we can certainly look into
Well,
what
no,
else is going
I
on.
appreciate that, and I'm not saying that they weren't there before we were, but there was a lawsuit and there was an order of settlement, and somehow, where do we stand with that? Things happen. I mean, it clearly says food on the patio. It does not say food on the lawn for a reason. It's always been a residential surrounding area. Everything, non-conforming. If they want to expand, I believe there are 4 criteria that have to be met. There has to be a public hearing. You can't just say, oh, you want 300 people? Go ahead, have 300 people.
The use is the use, though.
I'm not
Like,
complaining about the use.
Right, and so to say that they're holding events that hold a larger amount of people, that's the law doesn't really support that. Once the use is what it is, unless they expand, like you were saying, the footprint or something, if they're doing things outside that they shouldn't be doing, that's certainly something we can look into.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that since we're quote unquote pushing the envelope and they are allowed somehow to have service, food, people, drinks outside, you expand from 220 people to 260 people, that has a huge impact on the quietness of my area. I have to do, I'm not saying they can't have parties. I'm not saying they should not exist. I'm just saying that there should have been a public hearing before they were allowed to expand and bring everything outside, which I still believe is against your stipulation order of settlement, unless the previous town boards passed some kind of legislation negating the order of settlement.
I mean,
I
honestly,
don't know.
I don't want to speak for anyone, but this is the first time it's being brought to our attention in a
Well,
while.
So I'll ask
Right,
the building
because
inspector
we'll look
what we
into
have.
it.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
Okay,
We know
that's all
the
I'm asking.
stipulation exists. I've been
Right.
here since 2016. It predates me.
Right.
Honestly, I have not looked at that stipulation.
I
in a
appreciate
while.
it. I
So,
appreciate it. I should
but
have
we
brought
will,
it.
but I haven't.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
if you want to send an email,
Mhm.
just
That
kind of
picture.
detailing everything, and we'll take a look at the stipulation and see where we stand.
Okay, But the fact, it not in the stipulation, is the fact that it's non-conforming and they asked to increase their capacity.
They didn't, I don't think, I suspect they didn't ask to increase their capacity.
Well,
I
all
know,
the same.
I actually sit with the zoning board,
Okay.
so I know what you're talking about when they came in.
Right.
And the zoning board actually ultimately determined that what they would be required would need a use variance, but it was an expansion, and so they ultimately ended up not doing that. So I think we may be talking
Well,
like
two
apples
different
and
things. This
oranges
was,
here.
they clearly wanted to renovate the inside so that you would have to see the blueprints, but the space was not designed for easy partying together. There were two separate sides, and they did some internal renovations, which did not expand the physical footprint. But by so doing, they convinced the building inspector to increase their capacity from 220 to 266. And if it's inside and there's no noise, it's not gonna bother me, but there should have been a public hearing because they wanted more people to be able to attend events. I mean, that's my understanding, it's non-conforming. So,
But the use, so,
I'm not saying
yeah,
you
I
can't
don't
use
want to
it.
get into a detailed back and forth, like, I
Okay.
think we can have this conversation, because this really is beyond the scope of what this
Okay.
board is looking at, but
Okay, I would
I think
appreciate
if you
it.
should,
I will.
if you should
I will.
send, you should send the information, and I will look into
I
it.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else present that would like to speak at the public hearing? Is there anyone on Zoom that would like to speak on the, you must raise your virtual hand and then we will allow you to speak.
They were there, but they keep coming on.
So I would like to entertain a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved.
In a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, departmental report, tax receiver Holly Perlowitz.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I put underneath your agendas, the presentation that I'm just gonna put up there, because I thought it might be easier for you to see it close
Thank you.
by. So let me just give you an update on what's going on in the tax office. We are actively collecting the 2023-2024 school taxes right now. Those taxes are due. Technically, the date is September 30th, but this year, September 30th falls on a Saturday. So the law says it's still due on September 30th, but because it falls on a weekend, you're allowed to pay your taxes up until October 2nd without penalty. So again, lots of fun going on, very, very busy and in fits and starts. As of today, we've collected over $11 million in school taxes. I can tell you from experience, the vast majority is always collected in the last week, understandably so. And we will be open on September 30th on a Saturday from 9 to 12 to accommodate whoever would like to come in on that Saturday to pay as well. So that's it. The warrant was initially 117, almost $118 million between the two schools, the library and the library. And I'm sure you all know, because you're all residents, that half is due by September 30th, can pay it until October 2nd this year, and the second half is due January 31st, 2024. So 16, 17% at this point on the 12th of September is pretty good. People are taking advantage of the good weather and coming in. We are moving to the 2023 town and county, which was due by April 30th. That one is 99.2% collected, which is great. So we're very happy with that. I'm going to move you down to the list of delinquent tax liens by year. And reference you can read the notes if you'd like, but the overall points that I'd like to bring to your attention is we have currently 7 active payment plans. They're all current, they're all performing. I'd like to say that we have always had very good response to people staying in compliance with the agreements that we've set with them. Also, of the $1.7 million in outstanding liens, 51% of them are from 10 properties. And just for perspective, they're obviously big properties. So I'm pretty confident that they'll be redeemed because the owners have an awful lot to lose. So that's where the state of the tax office is. And I have to say things are moving pretty smoothly. We work somewhat in the satellite office, even in the beginning of the collection period, downstairs on the first floor, and things are going very smooth. Any questions? Anything I can respond to?
Thank you for the good work.
Pay your taxes, man.
See you staying late every day. So I see you and your whole staff staying late during the collection, especially during the school tax collection. So I want to thank you for your dedication.
Very well. You know, I think our taxpayers well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now Superintendent of Recreation and Parks, Bill Garrison. He's coming in on Zoom.
Hello, everyone. I'm coming in from the parking lot of an ice rink. My daughter has hockey practice tonight, so sorry I couldn't be there. We've had an incredible busy summer at the rec department. I saw some of you down at the River Jam series this summer. Another successful River Jam. The weather wasn't so cooperative with this year as it was last year, but it ended up being a really good summer down there. We also had a part of our family entertainment series, which was a Tuesday night special events for families, special activities. We had a number of things like art in the park. We had a pop-up circus. And our big event that closed out the summer was the Little Mermen, which was a Disney cover band down at the Lewis Engle Park. And that was just a phenomenal event and such a great family night that we hope to make that an annual event each year. We've got a number of special events coming up in the fall. We're going to be doing a haunted hayride and pumpkin patch at Nelson Park. And on Halloween, we'll be doing the trick or treat on Main Street as well. So we're very excited about those things that are coming up. This past Monday, we started, we closed the pool, and the pool project has begun. Demolition of the locker rooms, and this is a project that's going to take about 3 to 4 months. And we hope the pool will only be down about 2 months before we can get back in there, resurfacing the pool, new LED lighting going in there. Just so you know, we are, when the pool is going to be closed, we'll be extending memberships for those people that have memberships, so they will not be losing any time. So if anybody asks you, that's what's going on with that. So if, for example, if the pool is down for 2 months, then their memberships will be extended for 2 months. Over the summer, we had a playground installation up at Gerlach Park. There's some minor work that needs to be done up there to get that finalized, but that playground is in, and hopefully that will be open to the public very soon. We also have potentially coming up in the fall a playground installation for Ryder Park, and we hope to get that in before the end of the year as well. So those are exciting to have 2 new playgrounds and 2 new parks that were much needed. Fall programming is underway, and even though we don't have the pool, we've got a lot of different activities that are going on. Our after-school program is nearly to capacity as it usually is. We have a number of adult programs and lots of youth programs. We're also opening up more senior programs and more pre-K programs, like a TOTS program, a TOTS gym program that will be going on. for kids that are not in pre-K. Recreation Advisory Board has been very busy over the summer, evaluating the different parks in anticipation of making their recommendations for capital projects for the parks. We met last night and we have a list of things that will be presented to this board coming up in October, and working with the town supervisor in getting these projects into the capital budget for 2024, and these are all related to park improvements. Any questions or comments?
I just have a comment that, I don't know if you can hear me, but.
Yes, I can.
Okay, this is Jennifer and I just want to say that, from watching the, Osling, the Rex, Parker Rex, bulletins that have been coming out and everything you've been doing in the summer and the school year, I just want to say thank you, because it's unbelievable, the breadth, the plethora of classes and groups and clubs and everything that you have been putting together. I just want to tell you, it's really, really, truly amazing. So I just want to thank you. You've like exploded the Parks and Recs department. So thank you.
I appreciate that, and thank you. And we have a great staff that's the reason for that. We've got a great staff, and they're very energized to do these type of things. And the public has responded really well and found that these programs are interesting, and we're looking to do more and more.
I'm just sorry my kids are too old now to participate.
Well, I will piggyback off of that and say my kids are not too old and did participate in most of them. My son was in, I think, 3 of the camps this summer and went to a bunch of the family nights, and it was all great. So thank you, Bill. Appreciate all the work you and your team did.
Thanks, Greg.
I've been getting similar responses from the community, so the varied programming and the different offerings have been noticed and appreciated. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Okay.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Moving on, supervisor and town board announcements.
Okay, so a reminder that our weekly meetings are scheduled to take place here at the John Paul Rodriguez Center until further notice, and are also available on Zoom. A message from our tax receiver. You didn't say it yourself. School taxes due by September. Oh, okay, she did say that. School taxes due by September 30th. But again, as Holly said, you can pay till October 2nd without incurring a penalty. Some events happening around town this week include, well, first we have an Indian Point siren test tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. So don't call the police station or the clerk's office to see what that noise is. It'll stop shortly. There is a free Parkinson's dance class every Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30, starting today at the Bethany Arts Community Center. Tomorrow, September 13th, the Ossining Public Library will kick off its Spanish film series with a showing of El Último Traje. I probably said that wrong. How do you say that?
La última tragedia.
Yeah. Like that. Okay, explore a jazz picnic on Sunday, October 15th. I have to say, this is an amazing event from 2 to 4 p.m. hosted by the Ossining Historic Cemeteries Conservancy at Dale Cemetery. They bring you back in time to a place where families used to have picnics around their family plots and really use the cemetery as the park that it was designed to be. Few people know that that cemetery was designed by the same person who designed Central Park. So that's a really fun event. And again, that's October 15th from 2 to 4. This Friday, September 15th, enjoy live music at Sing Sing Kill Brewery with the band Ursula Hansberry at 7 p.m. Take a leisurely walk in our community and chat with Scott Craven on Wednesday, September 20th at the Bird Arts Theater. So they'll be in the theater. They'll be talking about what you see when you walk around the community. Sing Simcoe Brewery invites you to a green drinks night with a visit from our New York State legislators, Assemblywoman Dana Levenberg and Senator Pete Harkam on Wednesday, September 20th at 7:30 p.m. Sing Simcoe Brewery will also host a 90s vinyl night on September 23rd at 8 p.m. Mark your calendar, you'll like that. Mark your calendars for the multilingual job fair on September 28th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Westchester County Center. And as always, the Golden Door Support Program is offering free mental health support to all New York State residents, regardless of immigration status. It will be held every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. via the Microsoft Teams platform. That's all for me. Do any of my colleagues have any announcements? Okay.
Okay, moving on to liaison reports. Anybody have a liaison report? End of the summer, so usually a lot of the groups don't meet during the summer. Okay, public comment on agenda items. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on an agenda item? Or anybody in our virtual attending virtually? No? Okay. Board resolutions, approval of minutes, regular meeting, August 22nd, 2023. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin hereby approves the August 22nd, 2023 minutes of the regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the voucher detail report. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin hereby approves the voucher detail report dated September 12th, 2023 in the amount of $278,550.04. Do I have a motion?
So moved. And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Stipulation of agreement, CSEA. Be it resolved of the town, oh, do we not? We're right, right?
Right.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
I was turning my page and I said, maybe I missed something. Be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes supervisor to sign a stipulation of agreement with the Civil Service Employees Association, CSEA Incorporated. Do I have a motion?
So moved. And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Reappointment town clerk's office, intermediate clerk part-time. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin reappoints Jennifer Carrillo Montrose of the town, a part-time position, as intermediate clerk in the town clerk's office, 17.5 hours a week at $18 an hour effective September 15th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Personnel appointment, Highway Department, intermediate clerk, part-time. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin appoints Christy Malay, Maley, Austin as a part-time position as intermediate clerk in the Highway Department at 17.5 hours per week, $18 per hour, effective September 18th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's
Person-
about time. And
Personnel appointment court. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin appoints Corey Darkins in Irvington to the position of court attendant at the town of Austin Justice Court at the rate of $25 an hour, effective September 18th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Personnel appointment, seasonal labor. Personnel dates. Seasonal labor. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin appoints Brent Gamble Austin, the seasonal position as laborer of the town highway department at an hourly rate of $15 an hour effective September 1st, 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Personnel appointment, seasonal labor. Resolved the town board of the town of Austin appoints Xavier Hernandez Austin as a seasonal position as laborer in the town highway department at a rate of $15 an hour effective October 5th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved. And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Justice Court Assistance Program application. Resolved that the town of, resolved that the town board of the town of Austin authorizes Austin Town Court to apply for a JPEG grant for 2023, 2024 grant cycle for up to $30,000. Do I have a motion?
So moved. And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Finance, 2023 OBCC parking lot capital project, number 2023-5248 Parks. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Austin authorizes the establishing the 2023 capital project 2023-5248 entitled 2023 OBCC parking lot for the town Parks Department with a project budget of $63,200. The capital project will be funded by the Federal Emergency Disaster Assistance Funds and a transfer from the general fund balance. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And there is a listing of all the adjustments that will be made, and that is posted on the clerk's bulletin board, and it's also on the webpage. Transportation Alternatives Campaign. Whereas the summer of 2023 has been one of the hottest on record, with some of the highest levels of measured poor air quality in our region due to the drivers of the warming planet and climate change, and with the resulting in poor quality control causing a disruption in the major public events across the northeastern U.S. and affecting day camps and the entertainment here in Austin. And whereas the transportation sector is recognized as the top contributor of climate change worldwide, and whereas addressing this has been a long-standing goal of the town and village of Austin, as alternative transportation being established in the Austin's Climate Action Plan in 2011, which recommends measures and practices designed to promote and use of non-motorized modes of transportation such as walking and bicycling in the village and town for the village and town residents. And similar goals are echoed in the village's comprehensive plan, Austin's Tomorrow, and the town's comprehensive plan, Sustainable Austin. And whereas since 2017, both the town and village of Austin have been supporting International Car-Free Day with focused promotion on alternative transportation options in acknowledgement of the need to reduce harmful emissions by reducing single occupancy internal combustion engine car use. And whereas the Village of Austin's 2022 Downtown Revitalization Project seeks to revitalize and improve the quality of life for the Austin community, the goals of the transportation component of this plan include increasing pedestrian and bicycle riding, as well as supporting cost-effective transit improvements such as ride sharing, and residents resoundingly offered their support for road work to reduce traffic congestion 65%, improve sidewalks 51%, more crosswalks and or signals 38%, and more improved bicycle infrastructure 31%. And whereas changing transportation habits in light of the COVID-19 pandemic have added to the traffic congestion in Austin, as well as adding planet warming and pollution causing carbon to the environment and harmful particles to the air we breathe. And whereas the habit of driving rather than more physical activity alternatives negatively impacts the health of all persons due to, in large part, to tailpipe pollution, which is more concentrated in an area of frequent vehicle idling, such as school bus pickups and drop-offs. And whereas children, communities of color, low-income communities, and not immune compromised populations, sorry, I gotta take a little sip, are more likely to be exposed to this form of pollution and bear a disproportionate burden on the health harms and these particulars. And whereas the Austin residents have the opportunity to reduce harmful carbon emissions and reduce the air pollution that we are currently contributing by driving and utilizing other options, now therefore be it resolved that the Transportation Alternatives Campaign shall be launched to educate the public on pollution caused by driving and encourage residents to drive less and use alternatives such as walking, cycling, using public transportation, including children riding school buses and using ride sharing and carpool. Oof. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and anticipation of car-free week coming.
Yeah, I would thought that would be included in here. That's why I was like.
Yeah, so this is part of some of the things that we're doing for Climate Week and Car Free Week. So all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, there has been no correspondence received and filed, except for monthly reports. Resolved that the town board of the town of Ossining hereby accepts the following monthly reports for the month of August 2023. GE helicopter report, town clerk, town supervisor, highway department, Dale Cemetery, town building department. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is it a recognition? Visitors will be accorded a 1 4-minute opportunity to speak. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Anybody? Nope. Okay, seeing no one. Do I have a motion to adjourn to executive session for?
Advice of counsel, pending litigation, contracts. Do you have anything for personnel? Mike?
No.
That's it.
So moved.
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you're enjoying the slightly cooler weather. And we will see you next week for our work session. Have a good.
Thank you. Thank you.